So if you've just bought a Victa 2800 PSI petrol pressure washer, we're going to spend the next few minutes walking you through unboxing, assembly and safe operation of the unit. Once you've taken all the components out of the carton, lay them all out and just verify that everything that's required is there. Take time to read the operator's manual because there's some fantastic information in there, but also on the back of the handlebar system you'll find a second set of operator instructions to support. So the first thing we're going to do is put the wheels on. You'll see that on the wheel itself the axle has a small spring-loaded button or tab. Simply locate it, put it into the side of the machine, depress the tab, put your wheel on. One side first obviously, and then coming to the second side, lifting the machine up, attach your second wheel. Once you've got both the wheels on, the next step is to attach the handlebars. There's also a device to hold the lance. It comes separately in the box. It's held on by 2 screws. I've already attached it. To fit the handlebars, simply slide them on over the top of the 2 uprights. Again, you will see that there is 2 locating pins in the uprights. Simply depress them and sliding your handlebars down and your handlebars are locked in place. Once you've got the machine to this stage, it's time to do all the connections for the hose and the lance. You'll actually see on the lance that there's a small white cap. Simply take it off, it's no longer required. It's there to protect the threads during shipping. On the side of the pump housing there's a similar cap. Also remove that. Again, it's there to protect the threads during shipping. To assemble the lance, simply put the end together, do up the threads until nice and tight, and that's your lance assembly basically done. To connect the hose, one side goes onto the pump, again doing up the thread nice and tight, with obviously the other end of the hose. Once you've done the connection to that side of the pump, the next is we will attach the other end of the hose to the lance. As with some of the other areas on the machine, we've got a protective cap there covering up the thread on the lance. Take this end, firmly press it into the bottom of the lance, and then engage the threads to hold the hose in the lance. On the side of the machine, you've obviously got the carrier for the lance to be stored in. You've also got a Velcro strap here. Once you've coiled up your hose, it's a neat area for it to be held when you're obviously not using the pressure washer. When you unpack the carton, you would have also found a white carton within it, which is basically all the accessories that go with the petrol pressure washer. In there you will find a spanner for removing the spark plug. You'll also find a handy funnel and tube for filling oil. And you'll also find the spray nozzles. So the black spray nozzle, once inserted into the lance, will automatically engage the detergent portion of the machine, which will feed detergent through, obviously for things like washing cars, driveways and whatnot, where you need detergent application. The red nozzle is basically set at 0. It's for really stubborn dirt, stains and things like that. It offers an incredibly fine, very powerful spray pattern. From there we go to a 25, and then of course the least of which being the 40 for more broader and general spray pattern. So that's an accessory kit obviously that comes with the pressure washer too. Now that we've got the pressure washer fully assembled, some really important things to note. Fill it with fresh, clean, unleaded fuel and check the level, make sure it's got the correct oil in it at the right amount before you operate the machine. If per chance you should misplace your operator's manual, there's full assembly instructions and operational advice on the back of the machine. There is also a QR code so that again you can watch this video. Some of the final steps in preparing your Victa pressure washer for first use are to add fuel and oil. So to add fuel, simply go to the top of the machine and remove the cap off the fuel tank. Add approximately 2.5 litres of fresh unleaded fuel, reinsert the cap and screw down tightly. To add oil into the machine, we remove this yellow dipstick on the side. And once you remove the dipstick, you'll actually see that there's a number of gradations imprinted onto the dipstick, obviously being cold and hot. Using the provided funnel and tube, insert it into where you've removed the dipstick and add 500 millilitres of 10W30 oil. Once you've added the oil, remove the tube and the funnel. Reinsert the dipstick, screwing down tightly. And once you've done that, you're ready to start your pressure washer. Now that you're ready to use your Victa 2800 PSI petrol pressure washer, there's a number of steps or processes that you need to go to make sure that you operate it safely. So first off, if you look at behind the handlebars here, you'll see detailed instructions. So the first thing to do is make sure that you place the pressure washer on a flat surface and make sure that the connecting nozzle or strainer here is ready to accept the hose. Connect your garden hose to the washer and the other end obviously to your water supply. Please note that it should not be hooked up to any potable water source. Do not turn the water on just yet. Connect your high pressure hose that comes with the unit into the water outlet of the pressure washer, which we've already done. Select the pressure nozzle that is best suited to your cleaning task. To install, simply pull back the collar on the end of the gun and wand assembly and attach your nozzle. Make sure that when you do attach the nozzle, it snaps in place and secures it. Then turn on the water supply. The pressure washer hose will fill with water. Squeeze the trigger to purge the pump of air and debris. Do this for a minimum of 30 seconds. Once you've done this, ensure that you've got the correct unleaded fuel and oil and ensure that the fuel valve is in the open position. Move the choke to the left, that is the cold position. Move the throttle to the left, which is the full throttle on position. Turn the engine switch to the on position. Pull the engine cord. As soon as the engine starts, move the choke to the right, that is the hot position, and you are ready to use your pressure washer. To turn off your pressure washer, turn the engine switch to the off position. Turn off the water supply. To release built-up pressure in the system, squeeze the trigger on the gun assembly after the unit has been shut off, and then disconnect the garden hose. Remove as much water as possible from the hoses. Remove the nozzle from the gun and return it to the holder.